2. We're going to take a look at that by considering 8 choose 8. And first we'll just use our formula. And we'll get 8 factorial in the numerator. And in the denominator we'll have 8 factorial times 0 factorial. Uh-oh, now we have to figure out what the 0 factorial is and why we should define it as 1. And to do that, we'll think about, what is 8 choose 8? Well, if we have 8 objects and we want to choose 8 of them, we don't care about what order, there's only one thing we can do. Just take them all. So 8 choose 8 has to be 1. So the only way this fraction can come out to be 1, while the 8 factorials are going to cancel, is if 0 factorial is also 1.
Because it does seem to defy the idea of you multiply down until you get down to whatever 1, right, and then you stop, right? Now, I'm going to argue for this the same way I would argue a very sort of reverse that, no, not that. I would argue this. How do you argue that? Because you all take it to be true, right? But it's the same problem. When you say, oh, a squared, but we define powers as you multiply this number by itself that number of times. And that makes sense to you. But the definition breaks down, the year 7 definition breaks down, when you go to cases like this. So how do you argue it? Or do you just accept it and don't think about it? All right, people, let's play a game, okay?
Mafia.
Not mafia. Let's do it with a number, shall we? Okay, let's go to the power of 1. 2. 2 squared. 4. 2 cubed. Okay, you can start to see what's going on, right? We don't need to... People who've spent time on their phones recently know these numbers very well. Now you're used to doing it forward, aren't you? You do it forward, and the numbers get bigger, okay? But just as equally, you can go backwards, and the numbers get smaller, do they not? As your power decreases, you divide by 2. And then you divide by 2, and you divide by 2, and when you get to here, we have no reason to think that the pattern changes, right? So this pattern becomes this, and so we divide by 2, and you get this, and you keep on going, and it keeps making sense, okay? Now therefore, can you argue for me why 0 factorial is 1? Tell me what 1 factorial is. 1. 2 factorial. 2. 3 factorial. 4 factorial. Okay, so this time, how do I go backwards? I divided by 4. Then I divided by 3. Then I divided by 2.